and we can see here $221,000 since about the start of this store, which was all using this free theme.
They said I won't be nothing, now they always say congratulations.
Ayo, what is going on, family? Welcome to today's video. In today's video, we're gonna keep it short and sweet, but we're not gonna skimp out on any value, and it's gonna be packed full of value because we are gonna be going over one of the themes that I used in one of my Shopify stores to generate over $221,000, and let you in on a little secret, it was free. So if you wanna know which free theme I used and exactly how I set it up, then stick around. If you're new to the channel, then make sure to subscribe, hit that notification bell, because you do not wanna miss one of these videos I have coming up. And as always, let me know the videos that you guys would like me to make in the comments below. If you found anything of value, make sure to hit that thumbs up so I know to make more videos like this. If you have any specific questions you want me to answer, there's a link in the description for my Facebook Messenger where you can shoot me a message asking your questions, and I try my best to get back to every single one of you, either through a quick audio message or video message or just a text reply, and give you guys as much value as I can and help you a little bit more one-on-one than one of these just general YouTube videos. Now, without further ado, let's hop into my store and show you which theme it was that I used and exactly how I set it up so you can too. So here we are inside of one of my Shopify stores, and we can see here $221,000 since about the start of this store, which was all using this free theme. And you can see here up until October 19th, it was when we were using this free theme before finally transferring over to a paid theme that was in the Shopify store. So I'm gonna show you exactly which theme I used, how I set it up, and if you are just getting started in Shopify, then it's a great beginner theme. And if you are new to Shopify, you can do this along with me. Go to the link in the description. There's a 14-day free Shopify trial that you can do, no credit card needed, so you can implement this as we go here in this video. So here we can see October 1st through the 19th is when we're using this free theme. $221,000 in sales, over 200,000 visitors, 13% customer rate. Definitely working on getting that up, but let's see, like this was till October, and our average AOV is $46, and we can see here we have a 1.98 conversion ratio for over 4,800 orders. Now, honestly, the conversion ratio definitely could be better. If you know e-commerce, the goal is to be between, I believe it's like 2 and 5 is like the, well, I think 2 and 3 is like the average, and then like 2 and 5, you know, you want to be above 3. I don't know what the statistic is, but you do typically want to be above 2. In some of my other stores, we're at a 3, and another store that does multi-six figures per month, we're at like a 4.4, 4.5 on most days. So this conversion rate is actually pretty low, but again, it's a free theme with very minimal apps that I use that are mostly free as well. Again, we started this store pretty bootstrapped, probably mostly like you guys, dropship and print on demand mixture in this store, in a gen niche type store. If you want me to explain a little bit the difference of a general store versus a niche store and a gen niche store, which I just pretty much call a hybrid store to make it easy, then drop a comment below and I'll be sure to make a video about that, the pros and cons, as I've had both different types of stores, and I'll give you a little bit, if you don't know what a hybrid store is, then I can give a little context on what that is, because that's what this store is here. So let's scroll up here. We can see that, you know, we've done $221,000. If we scroll here just to the last 90 days, let's see here, our conversion rate went up a little bit on the new theme, but we haven't done a whole lot with it. So if we see here, just in the last 90 days, the new theme has done a little bit better as far as conversion ratio. So again, if you are just a beginner, you don't even have a Shopify account yet, I encourage you to make an account. Just try these things out. You can make an account with Shopify and not even have to put in your credit card, unlike most trials where it makes you put a credit card in and then you forget about it and they charge you. So there is a link for the description for a 14-day free trial. So it gives you some time to just mess around, watch some of my videos, you know, test some of the apps that I talk about. You know, a lot of them are free. Some of them are like $10. If you see my video of a $10 app that generated $33,000 in 6 months, then, you know, like I said, get that free trial, test some of these things out, just mess around, get familiar with Shopify while you have that 14 days free. Like I said, no credit card required. So this is if you're just starting out. So obviously here we're just going to you know, create a test store. So we'll call it Matt Test at you know, youtube.com. And then let's see, password is ABCD123. And if you want to, you know, take over this store, you know, go ahead. After the 14 days, you'll just have to pay. We all know the password here, so so let's just call it Matt Test Theme. All right. So here's kind of the process. Again, if you're just a beginner to Shopify, this is the process that you would go through. Obviously, you probably put in your real email and your real, you know, password and a store name that you want. Now, don't get caught up on the store name because it really doesn't matter here, because once you buy an actual domain, that is going to be the store name. So it could be like, you know, Matt's Candy Shop, and then I turn it into, you know, when I buy a domain, I call it Matt's Big Booty Fashion Store for Men. I don't know, but I've been squatting a lot, so I might have to open one of those and make my own clothes. So tell us a little about yourself. You know, I'm not selling products yet. This doesn't really matter. This is probably just for Shopify's data, so they can kind of gauge on where people are when they're signing up. We do over $1 million. So let's do next. And then I'm just gonna skip past this. Like I said, you'll fill out your information. Again, the cool thing is you don't have to fill out your credit card information. So once you fill this out, then it will take you directly. But to keep this video short and sweet, I'm just gonna go ahead and fill this out with, you know, 123 Main Street, and I'll be right back. So here we are inside of the new store that I just made. As we can see here, it says Matt Test Theme. So first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go over here to online store, and first let's choose the right theme that I'm used in my store, and then we'll show you a couple quick tricks of how you need to set up your store, and one, to keep it legal, and two, to help conversions. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna scroll down to free themes. As I mentioned, this is a free theme. So they have a lot of great themes, honestly. I've used most of these. What is it? I've used the Brooklyn one. That was a really clean theme. Like my first Shopify stores, I think, like my first 2-3 stores were using that theme. That's a really good theme. And I've used Jumpstart just a few months ago when I did a test store, and I took a store from $0 to $150 profit in less than 24 hours. If you want me to make a video about that, it was not using the dropship method or print on demand or anything like that. It was a mixture of private label / you know, Kickstarter, mumbo jumbo. But if you want me to make a video about that, how I literally started this with $50 and was able to get $300 in sales, $150 profit after ad costs and product costs. So leave a comment below and I'll make a video for that. But for that store, I did use the Jumpstart because it was a single product store, which I mostly don't recommend. But like I said, this was a test that I did that worked out pretty well. So the theme that I used to do $221,000 on that other store before even getting a paid theme or anything like that was, drum roll, it's the venture thing. No, it's anticlimactic. So there's quite a few stores that I've seen use the venture thing. Again, I was one of them, and I've seen, like I said, I've seen even paid versions that look pretty dang near similar to the venture thing, which is free. So don't waste your money unless you like wasting money. So here is they have the different layouts here. Honestly, it doesn't really matter. It's still the same layout and design. And all of these features here we can see it has that little red bar. That's not something that only comes with the boxing. Like if you install the snowboards and then later you're like, man, I wish I had a little red bar. Guess what? It's part of the theme. These are just examples that they show you. So pretty much, I guess it doesn't really matter. Ours was similar. Like I said, ours wasn't so much like this, so I'm just gonna start off with snowboard, since that's pretty much similar to what we had. I think we even used the default blue, and then just put our logos and things on it. So let's go ahead, add that to the store. Now, we did just add it, but we can still see here, the current theme is debut, because we have not changed it. Now, obviously, if you already have a store up and running, what you're gonna wanna do is customize this theme before, making it the theme that's live on the store. But if you're one of the people that are just starting out, that you use the free trial link below, or you already had a free trial open, then you can just, what I would recommend is just publish it, because again, your store's not even live yet, because you have to pay for it to be live. Like it's just gonna show the store's not ready yet, again, because you haven't paid for the product yet. You haven't paid for the account yet. So we're gonna publish that. And now we can see that the venture theme is our current theme. We can go to actions here, customize the code, blah, blah, blah. Again, we didn't need to do any of that, as we're not very techy, and I would just hire someone else to do that anyway, because I'd probably mess it up. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to customize, and that is where you edit the theme. Now, like I said, so here's the theme in the whole, this is what it looks like on the full site. This is the home page, obviously. So you have your 3 collections, which I like, and I do not recommend going over the 3 collections. So either use it or don't use it. I do recommend having 3 collections there, and I'll show you a little bit more how to set that up. But I don't recommend going over that, because you can add more. You could do like 1 or 2 or 10 or 20, I think. I don't know. But I would recommend keeping that to 3. And so we can scroll down here. This is gonna be like a featured product section. Let's actually look at this. So we can actually go down. So here we have the header is obviously the header here. We can add in our own logo, or we can just do the text. Again, this is taking the text from what we called our store. Again, if you called your store Billy Bob Joe's store, and you don't want your store to actually be Billy Bob Joe's store, you can change this. It's not gonna be in the theme section, but I'll show you where you can change that at. So that is just the header section. Again, mess around with it, be a little bit more comfortable with it. What you do right now is not gonna be your final product, so don't get caught up in it. Just mess around, test things. Like I said, just get familiar with how to customize your theme and just Shopify in general. So the next section is obviously the slideshow. And as we can see here, it's actually not a slideshow, because you need multiple slides to have a slideshow. But what I did in my store is actually I only used 1 background image here, so I didn't actually use the slideshow feature of having multiple images that slid in to create a slideshow. So what you can do here is you can just add the image, and then the slide is where it says slide right here in the blue section, which is not clickable, but this the section under that is where it says view all product. And again, you can customize these to be whatever you want, like buy now. If you know how to spell better than me. So buy now, and again, you can include, Shopify is very easy to use. That's why I recommend it compared to, BigCommerce or Magento, or God, please do not use Magento. It's the worst. So, but anyways, so this is where you can use, you can link this button to whatever you want. Typically it was like a collection or a special promo that we were doing, and then the announcement bar, like I said, we usually actually didn't use that. We used a separate app with the countdown as the banner. That was also clickable, so we didn't actually use the feature within the app or within the theme itself. We had an app for that, but like I said, here you could have your promotion that you have going on, or sale, and then at the top, if you're using it, you could have something else there, free shipping. You could have some type of, just guarantee that you have, some that will, again, will help your conversions, free shipping, or, product ship out. If you're drop shipping, it takes a couple weeks, but, product ship out with, you could tell someone, product ship out within 3 days, because they do. Or, if you're doing like print on demand, like we did in this store, what was a hybrid of print on demand and drop ship, predominantly print on demand. Then obviously your product, the nice thing about print on demand, if you know what that means, it's where someone buys something, like a shirt, a mug, a hat, rugs now, like there's a ton of things you can print on demand. It's actually pretty amazing. If I get enough people that are wanting that, then I'll make sure to make a video of what print on demand is and how we used it to do multiple 6 figures. But anyways, like I said, this is just a quick theme tutorial. So, here you can link whatever you want. And like I said, in the announcement bar is where you can have some type of social proof or a sale, or really whatever you want, depending on how you're setting up your store. So we can also add slide here. Obviously, if you add a slide to here, you can have multiple slides, and then it also adds this arrows here. It'll automatically rotate through, and you can choose the time frame that it rotates through. Here in the settings, here it'll actually rotate through, or the user can just click and it'll rotate through one by one. Like I said, I didn't really use this, so I'm just gonna remove this section, and I only had the single image. Now the next part is the collections. Now I know in the beginning I mentioned I do not recommend, and I personally did not use more than 3 collections on this section. Now the cool thing is where it says collection list, if you do want to use more collections, I wouldn't do it here. You know, like here we can add more and more collections, but see, it just kind of gets smaller and crowded. And on mobile, it's just gonna be, they're gonna have to scroll and scroll to even see a product. So I like keeping it like the 3 main collections, and then, you know, we can have the featured product section, which you see here. So let's go ahead and remove that. So this is where you can do the 3 collections. Again, you can select the collection you want to use. We haven't really made any except for the default homepage. And then also you can add the image once you have the collection. It's gonna pull the image from the collection image, and that's where you're gonna have that image there. So it's a very simple thing. Like I said, I really like it. We used it for a long time, did multiple 6 figures with it. It's very simple to use and set up. So now that we're past that, the images with text is here on the bottom. Actually, we missed here. So the homepage is really just a featured collection. Like if we go to add collection here, that's just a featured collection, as we can see here. See, here you can see 2 rows, but on this one you only see the 1. When you set that up, you can choose that in the settings, and I'll show you right here. The homepage, we can choose how many rows. You know, 3 rows, 2 rows, or 1 row. But because there's no products in here, it's not showing any rows. But obviously, once you're adding your products, then you can be able to use it here. So the next part is the image with text. Did not use this, typically don't recommend it unless you're building more of like a lifestyle, fashion, or beauty might be like a good case you used it. But in your typical drop shipping or, you know, print on demand or private label store, probably not gonna have this. And like I said, personally, we didn't have it, so I would remove that section there. What I would do is, again, we did have another featured collections below this, because on the homepage, again, we want to show people different things so they don't have to click around. So we'd have, you know, the homepage collection that wasn't called homepage, but, you know, say we're doing a fashion store. So here we might have, you know, the sunglasses. You know, if we're promoting the sunglasses in our ads, in our Facebook posts, in our Instagram posts, if we're promoting the sunglasses, then I'd probably have that as the first collection. Then the second collection would be probably something that complements it. You know, obviously my store is gonna have good upsells and cross sells, which, so obviously something that goes with sunglasses would be like a watch, or would be like, you know, a little bracelet that like these you can get on AliExpress for like $1 or $2, and I literally see people sell them for $30. So, and one of my friends, he bought one for $110. So, but that's because of brand. So, and he bought that, you know, from Nordstrom's, but obviously, again, you pay for the brand. So what you can do here is you can have the multiple collections here, and then the footer menu, and then the follow us, we can link your Instagram and Facebook. The footer menu, again, we'll customize that a little bit. So we're pretty much done here in the theme. Now I just want to show you a couple quick things that you need for your store. So now that we went over just the basics of the theme and how to navigate it so you can get a little bit more familiar with it, now we're going to go back and I'm going to show you a couple things that you need to have your Shopify store up and running. So let's go back here. Yes, we want to leave. I don't want to save my changes. We'll just leave it as is. So one of the first things you want to do is you want to create a couple pages that you need, and I'm going to show you how you can do it very quickly and easily. So let's go over here to the pages section, and let's go to add. Now, one of, you know, probably a page that everybody needs is a contact us. And so the nice thing is this comes pre-built with the theme, and it's a pretty nice contact us form that just has like name, email, and then when the user fills, or when the customer fills it out, then it sends you an email to whatever shop or whatever email you use when you set up the Shopify account. So let's go here to say, and you can put text here again. Just keep this very basic and simple. I don't believe I think we put in text like we usually reply, you know, within 48 to 72 hours, or within 48 hours or something like that, I think is what we had. Just keep it simple. This is just to contact us. But again, when you're just starting, you're not having visitors or tons of people contact you anyway, but you need to have a page where they can contact you. So if, you know, if your drop shipping is it's been a week, and they reach out like, where's my order? You can be able to contact them and make sure they don't cancel, you know, they don't charge back and you lose that sale. So here we can go to view, and we'll just kind of view it. Like I said, it's a simple contact us form. Like I said, you know, I put some type of context above, you know, whatever your store is, blah, 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 you know, thank you for, wanting to reach out to us, you know, or, you know, you could even do like our business hours are Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to, 5 p.m. We try to reply to every email within 48 hours. Well, like I said, you do a little something, look on other sites for other examples. Obviously here, like if we go to, Fashion Nova, that's a site that's pretty popular. and we can go down to, let's see, where contact us. You know, they have, now they obviously are much bigger, they have it broken out, but they have order status, return assistance, blah, blah, blah. Now, to, kind of combat that, we could do with like shipping, things like that, you can have an FAQs page, but I wouldn't worry about that if you're just starting out. That would definitely be something to implement once you start getting a bunch of emails of people asking, where's my order, things like that. If you're drop shipping, then, like I said, just start off with something simple like a contact us page, then create a new page just as I showed you, page create, and then do FAQ, and then that way you can refer people to the FAQ. If, common questions are, how long is shipping, how long is processing, where to contact you, and you can give an email or just link the contact us page. Again, just keep it very simple, just starting off. And so let's go back here to the page. So this is what the page looks like. We can exit out of that. So the next page you're gonna wanna do is the privacy policy. Let's see if we have it here. So even they have it. Privacy policy, terms of service, and then again, these other things are just, additional things that you don't need if you're just starting out. Like, keep it simple, get started, get learning, watch more of my videos. I cover everything you need to know for free. Again, make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel. Turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any of those videos. And give us a thumbs up if you found this video valuable so far. Now, like I said, what we're gonna wanna do is do the privacy policy and the terms of service. Now, other people I've seen, like, they want you to, reach out to a lawyer and pay them hundreds of dollars to make you one, or they tell you, to Google it and things like that. I keep it very simple, and Shopify actually gives you a privacy policy to use. So the next pages we want to make, as we just saw on Fashion Nova and every site on the internet, is the privacy policy and the terms of service. And these are legal pages that you need to have. But there's a very simple way on Shopify that you can get these pages. Now, I've seen other people teach, like go and hire a lawyer for hundreds of dollars to make you one for your company. Google one online that you don't know if it's even right or legal. Now, to save you guys that money, keep it very simple. There's actually a way that Shopify gives you one that has already been legally approved and is good for your store. So what we can do here is, let's go to this over here in the settings. And what we can do, they actually have it right there in the legal section. And so here we can see the refund policy, privacy policy, and terms of service. We're gonna make all three of these pages, but like I said, let's start with the terms of service. So you can do create from template, and boom, it literally will fill it all out for you. Like what you're gonna do is literally just copy and paste that onto the page now, which is gonna be in the footer menu. So make sure to switch that out, and that's all you need to do for the terms of service. Like I said, make sure that's just, the actual email you wanna use for the store. In this case, I'm not gonna change it out, so we're just gonna do Control All and copy that, or if you're on a Mac, obviously Command All. And so now we can go here, let's open the pages in a new section really quick, and we'll go back and create the privacy policy page. Then we can just copy and paste that right in and be done. So let's do add page. And then this was the privacy policy, right? Or the terms of service. So let's do terms of service. And then we can literally just go ahead and paste that in as is. Obviously you can change the text and colors and all that other stuff. Keep it very simple, just starting out. And so now we can save that page. Now the next page you're gonna wanna do, create another page. This one is gonna be the privacy policy. And then again, we can have Shopify generate an already legally approved privacy policy. So let's go back up here to privacy policy, create from template. Now there are a couple things in this part that we want to remove, just as the email. So what we can do here, we want to make sure that we have that email removed. In this case, it's right here under the contact us. And you can also see you want to remove the address, because you probably put in your personal address, and obviously you probably don't want that on your store, maybe angry customers showing up to your house. So you can either just delete this, what I would usually do personally, I would just have this deleted, and so, you can contact us by email at, and then whatever your store name is. And like I said, it's gonna default to the one that you use to create the account. We can obviously change that here. And then that's the only thing that you'll need in this section to delete. I've gone to other people's dropshipping stores, and they didn't and they had those pages, but they didn't remove that. So literally their personal email and address were right there. So make sure you guys don't make that same mistake. And then obviously let's go ahead and save that. And now the final thing is the refund policy. Let's actually copy and paste this here and save it here. And you do want, the reason that these are here is because these show up on the checkout page. So when we generate it here, we not only want to put it on the page for the footer menu, but we want to actually generate these and save it here. So all of these are going to be saved, and these show up on the checkout because legally they have to have, be able to link someone to the privacy policy, the terms of service, and refund policy, so there's transparency in any business. So we can do create template now for the refund policy, and we're going to create that page really quick, and then again copy and paste that in here, and let's do create another page. So refund policy, let's just change that. And now we can have this generated thing. And again, you can customize this. Our policy is 30 days. Pretty much when I just first started out, and even for a while, I would just use the default because it was pretty, no matter what products you're doing, it covers almost anything. And in most cases, unless you don't want to have a refund policy, which most people don't hit you up for a refund, they want to just know where their order's at. If you're drop shipping, if you're print on demand, you should be a-okay because people get their orders fast and they're good quality if you use the right manufacturer or if you use the right print on demand apps and companies. So here I really didn't edit these at all. You can just scroll through here, see if there's anything that you want to change. And again, the email here is under this section. Later missing refunds. You can contact us at and put whatever the store email is there. And then also make sure again to delete the address section from this, or put wherever, if you have an LLC, things like that, set that up on PO box. And then obviously what I would do is I would just delete this. And and then so I would just delete that, and then just send us an email. If you have any exchanges or refunds, send us an email at whatever the store email is that you're using. And again, the shipping to return your product, I would always change this to you should email us for details at, and then put whatever the email is for the store again there. So we can really just copy and paste this from up above. We can see here in the exchanges section this email. And that's all I would do for the shipping part. Again, you guys don't really, I wouldn't worry about the refunds. I would typically just refund them, especially if you're drop shipping. It's not worth the headache. Or you can try, through some tactics that I teach later video, keep that sale and get them to order again, show you how to turn an angry customer into someone who orders multiple times. So once we do that, we want to save. And now once it's saved, we want to copy that and then throw it here on the refund policy page. So now we have the 3 pages that we need, but now we need to put them actually in the footer menu. So we can go here on the side where it says online store, go to navigation, and here we have the footer menu. Right now, only search is in that, but all we have to do here is add menu item. It's kind of redundant, but we have to do it again. So I typically would just copy and paste this. So let's go refund policy. So this is what is gonna actually be on the menu. Because again, the page name is whatever we just called it, but on the menu, you could have it something else. But here we want to keep it the same. So again, we just put refund policy, and then we can click here and go to pages and refund policy. And then we can add in, privacy policy, which again, I'm just gonna copy and paste. And then we can go back here to pages and privacy policy. And then finally, we can add in the terms of service. And we can copy and paste that, here in this section. And then on this section, we want to click pages and terms of service. Now, also, we want to make sure to add the contact us form in the footer menu, because we really don't want that in the header menu or the main menu. That's something that we want at the bottom of the menu, as we can see will look on any e-commerce store like ever. So we'll go to add an item there, and then we can also just type that in here. And then again, just choose pages and contact us. So now we have that selected. let's go ahead and click this little eyeball here where it's gonna give us a view of the store. So here's our store right here. It's just showing you that you have a password on the store right now, so nobody else can get in it. It's just gonna give them a default, the store is currently closed. And this is while you're using and building the store on that free trial. Again, you can get that link in the description. It's 14-day free trial. Get it, mess around with it, see how you like it, and you don't have to put your credit card in and worry about being charged later while you're learning. So here we have our store, we have the collections. Again, if you already had products, then you'll see those there. And then obviously here, I guess I didn't save it where I deleted this, but obviously here I wouldn't recommend having that. But here in the footer menu, we can see we have the navigation and all of the all the pages that we just created. Now, one thing that I personally like doing in the footer menu, actually I like changing it to just being the customer support menu. And so that's where they can contact, that's where they can search, that's where they can do the privacy policy, in terms of service. And again, it's a customer support section. I've seen other stores call it, how can we help you? And then they have those pages, things like that, or they just call it help. Again, do research on the competitor sites of the type of stores that you want to build and use. And then, like I said, see how they call it, but typically I would just call it customer support. And so we can save that. And just like that, you have the theme set up that has done me over $221,000 and the pages that you need to get started. So that concludes this video on one of the free themes that you can use to do over 6 figures or multiple 6 figures as we did in this store using a free theme. So don't let anybody, convince you that you need their BS, $500 theme or even just one of the ones in Shopify here. A free theme is okay. Now, as far as the apps, we didn't have a chance to go into that. If you did see my other video, I did make a video about the $10 app that generated me over $33,000 in less than 6 months. I will link that below, as well as I will link my Facebook Messenger. Again, if you have any questions on this video or just Shopify or dropshipping or print on demand or how we do multiple 7 figures per month on Facebook ads, Instagram influencers, anything like that, make sure to send me a message. I try to get back to every single one of your guys' messages and questions and send you a reply as soon as I can. So that link will be in the description as well. If you find any value in this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up so I know that you guys like these type of videos and I can make more like it. If you are new to the channel, thank you for sticking around. Make sure to subscribe, hit that notification bell because you do not want to miss one of these videos I have coming up where we teach the real methods and the real strategies, the no BS ways to be successful on Shopify from someone who's doing these things day to day. Have a great rest of your day, guys, and I will see you in the next one.